from her. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Tabasum Hameed. She will be made the co-host. Yes, ma'am, you are there. Tabasum Hameed. Yes, you can start yourself.
Oh, now only can hear me. I think the jack is not working for me.
Okay. I introduce you and now you have to take yourself.
Is it clear?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you so much, sir, for introducing me as a new speaker. Thank you, Omiyar, for giving me this opportunity. Good morning, everyone. I'm new to everyone, it seems. Today, I'm here just to talk about special education or educating the children with special needs. So there, we can see that nowadays in India and around the world, it's already been known that special education is just, it's been in a flaw there. But in India, when we talk about special education or special needs, it's still a taboo. I really don't know why it's still a taboo. See, it's not something that we should not talk about or we should not say about. It's something that we should really talk about and we should really know about. And as a teachers, we should really know what is happening with the child, what the child is, and how we can overcome with the child. It's not something that we cannot overcome it or we cannot clear it or we cannot handle it. There are so many myths going on with this that it cannot be overcome with a single teacher. It cannot be overcome with a normal school. It can be only happen in a special school. It's not so. It's all in our heads. It's all in our minds, whether we can overcome it or not. So I would like to start with that. Education is not a privilege. So it's rather a human right. This becomes even more pertinent when talking about individuals with special needs. The aim is to provide quality education without discrimination on the grounds of different abilities. So this can be also traced in our histories globally in the 14th century. Even at the time of before independence in India, there were missionaries from like Christian missionaries, NGOs working on the differently abled children or differently abled people. Differently abled is not only the physical ability, I'm talking about here mental ability also. And all the children with special needs, they have been like stopped from enrolling the normal or primary schools. But it is really, really important for all the children with special needs to be enrolled in a normal and primary schools. So after the assessment of their disabilities by a term of a doctor, a psychologist, or a special educator, in schools, the child will be placed in an appropriate educational settings. So there are like children with more many kinds. Like there are like moderate disability. They can be integrated in the normal schools, and there are like severe and special needs. They need some remedial schools. There are also so many dropouts of the schools who have problem in availing the benefits of normal schools can join open schools, that is NIOS. Okay. And we all know that in the community at large is often unaware of the potential of children with special needs. So I have been working from past 10 years, and I am a proper schooling right now in an inclusion school of special needs. I can see that there are many children, they are really very, very far better than a normal child, or I can say even than me. So I have been like, it's really a great blessings. I feel I just thank Almighty Allah that He has given me an option to be a special educator or shown me a path to be a special educator. So before my session, I think Nizar Ahmad brother has said that everything is from Allah. Every creation is from Allah. So please don't think that special need child is something that we should be avoid or we should not make any change. So we should take that as a challenge there, and we should try to make something over there. We should try to mold something there. That's what I totally believe in. Everything is a creation from Allah, Alhamdulillah. So in the popular mind, special needs are usually identified with very low expectations. I really don't know why. There are very low expectations And parents should also believe in the value. Higher the expectations, the higher will be their acceptance in the family. So when I speak about the parents, I'm just also counseling so many parents here, not only from India. I'm also counseling from like abroad parents also. I can see that they really feel very hesitate. They feel more hesitation, uh, while coming across all these situations in their families. One of the parent I remember, I had a conversation by last month. She was from Bathinda, and she is from like Orthodox family, a kind of an Orthodox family, and her child is a dyslexian. So when I counseled her, she said me that my family, my in-laws are supporting, but about my society, about the community where I live in, they see my child as a taboo only still. So I feel very bad because now it's in a modern world we are accepting all Western culture. Why can't we accept this special need then? Because see, disability is something that we are going through with. There are disabled people, hearing impaired people, visual impaired people are there. There are people with all disability with body parts. But why can't you accept the mental disability? As a parent, we should believe that this is our child. He can do everything as a normal child, but please give them some time to do it. The time is very, very important. We need to provide some time for the child to do, because their IQ is totally different from us. Their understanding is totally different from us. Their way of taking is totally different from us. So, as a parent, we need to give the time to understand the child. Then comes the teacher part. So, when the parent, I also would like to complain few parents. I don't want to take some names here, but still, I have seen some parents that they are not saying anything open to the schools. They fear to say openly to the schools. The reason is that the child will be taken or given TC with a black mark that he's not an able child or he needs a special school, something. But in India, now we are raising with special education, and I have seen many inclusion schools in north side like Delhi, important cities in Chennai, also in Kolkata and in Bombay or Mumbai. But still, why it's a taboo? I really don't know about that. I'm really just concerned, and I'm just involved in so many things so that I can able to remove the taboo that special needs or not capable or they are not the proper child. They should be enrolled in the school, normal school. Please give them the chance, because dyslexia we can surely can improve them. When it is a difficulty stage, we can surely overcome it. We can see the fadings. But when it comes to difficulty, disability, we can't do anything. So when it is at a stage of difficulty, please try to make sure that we can able to overcome it and we can able to make the child in a better place. When it falls to the disability, it's something that we can overcome, but not in a very early age or early stage. It will take some more years or some more months. It's totally we can still believe in Allah's blessings at that time. So I'm here uh, like uh, sharing few slides here. So I have just prepared. Hope this will give you more clear ideas. And if you have any doubts, you can just raise me your doubts here. So education, great topic, education for children with special needs. So you can see here so many
Voice not audible. Voice not audible. Voice not coming.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Now
yes,
it's
yes.
audible? Ah, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So who are special people? The special people are those who really need the special education and the related services here. So the child might include an intellectual disability and hearing impairment, a speech or language impairment, visual impairment, a serious emotional disturbance, or an orthopedic impairment. So serious I think you all know this intellectual.
Keep your mic closer to your mouth.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So hearing impairment, we all know that. And the speech or language impairment, I think that's a new concept going on because some child in year of 3 or 4, they're still not able to talk, even not a single word. I have seen so many children with that. So as a special educator, we like propose them to go to the speech therapist so that at least through that they will have some different modules. With that modules, they will try to make the child speak few words and make into sentence in a few months or in a year probably. And language impairment is that the child is it comes under the dyslexia. Language impairment comes under all this dyslexia, dysgraphia, all these will come under that. So language impairment is something that they're not able to understand or differentiate the letters, the language, because their mother tongue will be different. When they come to learn, that language will be totally different. So because of that, this language impairment might also fall. And nowadays, all these disabilities, except the orthopedic disability, visual and hearing, other disabilities, that's intellectual and disability, speech language impairment, the serious emotional disturbance, all these are becoming very, very common in nowadays world. Serious emotional disturbance. So this is the problem where it arises in our house. Like if there is a house where full of problems, where full of issues with the parents, when the child is just observing it, when it's growing with it, for sure he is going under this serious emotional disturbance. Because of that, we might see in our classroom that the child will be sitting quietly. He don't want to talk freely. He fear for everything because there will be a problem at his house. So as a teacher, we need to call the child near to us. We need to try to give them the counseling that what happened there. So please don't think about that, or whatever we can able to provide from her. And if not us, please take that to the management or to the committee in the school so that they will call the parent and they will speak to a child's parent. So just to overcome all this serious emotional disturbance. So for this, there is no special therapist. They can go for counseling sessions only. So if the child is going under this serious emotional disturbance, we as a special educator or the management provide them to go to the counselor. So in counseling, we give the sessions only for the parent, not for the child, because that is really needed for the parent only. Because of them, this child is affected. So all these are a root, or we can say that everything is like interlinked here. So everything is something interlinked with the parent only. So special child, there are also so many myths that he born with it. There is no one in our generation. There is nothing like that. There is nothing like this. Please stop saying all these kinds. See, orthopedic impairment is something different. Hearing impairment is something different. Visual impairment is something different. And all this intellectual disability, speech language problem, the serious emotional disturbance, all these comes from the mother's womb only. So when a mother is, when a woman or a female is conceived or she's pregnant, she has to be given an atmosphere with a positive vibes. It should be only positive atmosphere. There should not be more of negativities, more of family problems, more of stress, more of depressions. All these stress, depressions, negativity, that just goes to the child only. So the child in the womb, he gets all affected. When the child is born, he is very normal. But when it comes to the age of 1.5, when there is a like growth of the development of the child, that becomes the problem there. And there, the parent comes to know that the child has been diagnosed with some issues. So please, teachers or whoever here, dignitaries or many dignitaries are here. So please be sure, make counseling or give counseling to those pregnant women, or so that please have a peaceful community with you, and don't try to take it more stress or more disturbance or more emotions in your pregnancies. see, nowadays there are females that they don't take much in their heart. Even a word go. Sometimes a husband is saying, I have done so many counseling. So with that experience, I'm speaking here. So I have seen so many female that if a husband is shouting at her, or if a mother-in-law says something, if a father says something, if a mother says something, they take it more seriously and they go for the depression. I really don't know why. Because we need to be thinking about Allah all the time. We need to be like saying all the prayers. We need to do all the tasbih over there at the time of our pregnancy. We need to speak all good things. We should not have a grudge on ourselves. We should not get angry by the time. Let it be, let them speak, let them say, we have 2 years, take it in 1 year and leave it on the other year. Don't take it seriously, because that's not going to affect you. Finally, that's going to affect your child only. So, and also I have seen so many parents who have fight in front of the child. Actually, I have seen one of a few children in my tuitions. I have seen them, they will be coming very normal, they are very fun child, they are very happy child. But suddenly the child become very silent, he don't want to speak to me. He's in his primary grade, he don't want to speak to me, he feels very discomfort, his eyes become like very darkish in his under eyes. So when I called him and I asked him what happened, dear, why you're so dull and tired today? I don't think so. You will be like this. What happened? Any problem with you? Or you didn't? He didn't open his mouth enough beginning at all. When I was continuously talking to him, and I was giving counseling to him continuously, he's able to talk after 10 to 15 minutes, saying that I have an issue in my home, like my mother and father, they started fighting, and it was ill all over the night, and I'm not able to speak. I feel fear now. I don't want to go home. So something, it just gone into the child mind there. So there is a serious emotional disturbance for the child. So I called the parents and I spoke to them regarding these issues, and I asked them to, whatever it is, see, there is some misunderstandings will be among the husband and wife that we can't overcome. But still try to make it a minimum in front of your child, because the child is the ultimatum who's going to get serious emotional disturbance. And that too, nowadays, we're all not having like so many kids. So we are just having a one or two. So that children are really observing us. They are looking at our face, how we are expressing, how we are expression is there. So the same way they will also be like raised up. So they are with the disturbance. So when they come to family, their family will also their families will also be in the disturbance. So vice versa, it just goes on. Please, as a parent, first of all, we need to be in a place that we should not show our emotions, we should not show our stress, we should not show our depressions to the children. So next part, we can see here special education, as is already spoken about that. There are medical, there are behavioral issue. Behavioral issue, something, again, it's really, the problem is the house only. In the house, if there is a problem, the child behave very badly at the school. And there are developmental delays, developmental issues are there, mental health, learning problems. Learning difficulty is something that dyslexia, dyscalculia, dysgraphia, everything will come under this learning. Mental health is something that autism, ADHD, LD, ADHD, ADD, Down syndrome will all come under this mental health. So medical support we are giving for those who are disabled, who are like orthopedic or visual impairing, all will come under that medical. So the term special education here. So I'll just come to the a point now. I don't think I have much time. Let me just go fast. So the term special education, it refers to the individualized program, for an individual program, which is designed to address the needs of students with disability. So we are here, we are giving the special education for those persons, for those children with disability here. All the social, emotional, everything will come under this special education. So its intent is to enable the individual with special needs to gain the fullest potential to become a normal child, or to become a proper human in this community. Then it is a form of learning provided to the students with special education or exceptional needs, we can say, like students with learning disabilities or mental abnormalities. So all these will come under the special education. We are providing this special education for them. Then it is an instruction-based program. So it is something that's designed for them. We are designing for them. We have designed for them. And we are still designing for them. It's not something that we have to one same design for everyone. It changes from person to person. It changes from disability to disability. So it's specialist designed instructions that meet the unusual needs of the exceptional students here. Then we have certain histories, like I said, that 14th century, 15th century, we have all many histories here, like Pedro Ponce de Leon. He's a Spain. He created the first documented experience about the education of the deaf children. So this is all about the impairments. And the Institute for Deaf by Abbe Charles Michael de Elef in 1760, and Louis Braille, he invented the Braille script. So many would have not known this. So Louis Braille is the famous personality who invented the Braille script for the visually impaired in the year 1829. And there is a Morgan. He is a practitioner in Sussex, England. So he published the dyslexia in the year 1894. So we can see here, there are many histories here. It is from the 14th, 15th century. It's not something that it has been evolved here. Problem is something that we have not known this much earlier. Now we are knowing it more better way. And in 1920, we can see that Council for Exceptional Children was founded. And in 1943, Dr. Leo Lanner, he Austrian American psychiatrist, he has firstly classified the autism spectrum disorder. Now there have been two terms, autism spectrum disorder and autism. There are two different terms. Autism is given to the mild stage. Autism spectrum disorder is something to the beyond stage. And there is in 1973, we can see the Rehabilitation Act for the disabled students in schools. They have started this in schools. And then we have the purpose. So why we are doing this? What is the purpose of special education? So it is to ensure that the education for the disabilities should be provided in an environment that it makes them educated effectively. So it's not that making in a class, making them in a 40 plus 50 pack and just keeping them in. And when we already know as a teacher that there is a problem with the child is a learning disabled child, and still we are not able to give him the proper the design or the proper education from them, as we have already 40 children and we can't give one child a proper guidance. So we can speak to the management, or we can ask the parent to take them to the inclusion school if we are not giving any inclusion here in our school. And the disabilities that qualify for special education, as I already told, it's all physical, mental, and the behavioral disability. What is our main objective? The main objective of special education is to identify, as I said that already, we need to identify in a very early age, with a preschool children, 1.5 to a toddler age, we can say. So there are diagnosation now in very, very effective manner in our Chennai nowadays, in our worldwide, in our India nowadays, that we can able to identify the child in a very early age, not going to the latter age. And we have to provide the opportunity to participate in approved preschool programs. So preschool program is something that they have to accept every child. It's not that he is disabled, I can't accept. He is something that I can't accept. It's not that. Preschool, we have to accept, because sometimes the preschool children may overcome that difficulty and disability. We have to provide the coordination and comprehensive program from kindergarten through high school for them. And the other objectives, we can say that we need to provide an appropriate educational program relating the service to each child with a disability wherever it is required a special education from the age of 3. It is very, very must. We need to provide from the age of 3 up till the age of 21. We need to also provide activities to foster social development and adjustment into the regular schools and community activities. It is not so that the autistic child cannot do a sports. Yesterday, I had a sports day in our school in Sprouts International Montessori. I have seen there the autistic child, he was very enjoying the sports day. He was doing the sports even very, very nicely. And he really like enlightened us very much. We really thought that he will not do it properly. Myself and one of my support teacher was there, support staff was there. She really felt that he might not overcome it. I don't know, ma'am, he's gonna go on like do Sudapify problems and all. I think it will not make it out. So I totally believe in the creator that it will surely overcome and he will surely do the best. And I have seen that personally. This disability children are really the best. They are the best actually. And we need to we have seen all the objectives and the purpose. Now there are the government initiatives.
So in 1995, as I told you, after independence, it has been started to improve NGOs here, the missionaries here for the special needs children, the disability of impairment. But now we are doing all the disabilities like Persons with Disability Act. They are providing the special needs from the year 1995. They are giving the equal right, the equal opportunity for in everything, in education and employment, in vocational training and rehabilitation. And Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is a goal to make the education age 14 a fundamental right. So they have to go to school. Then the RTE is also giving the opportunity for these disabled children and special needs children. And there's an national education policy. We all know that NEP, and it has been latest revised also. So it gives a strong
Voice disturbance is there. Voice not.
So in NEP
we can see that the strongly advocates on the inclusive outlook with special education, special emphasis training teachers also to cater to varying learning needs. So whoever principal here or correspondents here, it's my kind request to all of you to please provide the special need training for the teachers. I don't think so 1 day workshop or 2 day workshop is going to help on, because I have gone to those workshops. Please give them the training at least a month or 3 months, so that they can have the great opportunity to understand what is this and how they can able to identify individualized program we can able to prepare then only. Then I'm coming under this learning disability. So this can cause a person to have trouble learning and using certain skills. Like I already told you, dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, everything will come under this term learning disability. Reading, writing, listening, speaking, and doing analytical, logical things. So all these will come under this learning disability. So there are categories of disability under IDEIA. So those are the autism, orthopedic, deaf and blindness, health impairments, developmental delays, specific learning, that is SLDs, emotional disturbance, speech or language impairments, hearing impairments, traumatic brain injury, cognitive disability, visual impairment, multiple disability. So for the cognitive, multiple and all, we go with what we say visual, audio, kinesthetic and tactile. We have to create such a program for the child for all these learning disabilities that should be visual, that should be audio, that should be in a kinesthetic way, that should be in a tactile way. We call this as VACT program, VAKT program. So V stands for video, A stands, because sometimes the children, the hearing impaired children, they need this video problem, the deaf problem. Children, they need the video. Audios for the blind. Kinesthetic, sometimes video and audio for the autism, for the learning disability children, they acquire easily by seeing all those pictures and videos just going here and there. And then we can say that this kinesthetic is something that hand, finger movements, the body movements. Some autistic child, they cannot able to walk properly. Okay, so that come under kinesthetic and tactile. We can able to change, fluctuate, module, everything we can do in the tactile. And there are teaching strategies for children with disabilities. See, children, we know that they are disabled. So what we have to do, we have to check out like what are the possibilities we can do, what are the strategies we can overcome it. Wherever we need to go very slowly. Wherever we need to take them up, we need to take them up. So it's not something that we have to avoid them in our society. Please, please, please don't avoid them in our society. It's my kind request. I have seen many parents, they're not taking the children out because they will create a mess over there. It's not so. When you take your child out, he will be able to try to communicate to the world. He can able to understand the world. It's not something we can lock up like olden days, like what they do in asylum. It's not something, we are not in that era now. We are in an era that we are accepting everything here. When we are accepting the Western culture, why can't we accept this? We have to accept this and we have to go. So please, when you, if you come to know such parents, like autistic parents or learning disability parents, please say them that it's not a taboo at all. It's nothing that we can't speak this about. We have to speak. We have to raise our voice for this. We have to overcome this. So we have like multi-sensory approach. We can do everything. We can able to try to modulate our curriculum. It's not that we need to follow only one single curriculum for them. We can able to module our curriculum. We can take Cambridge curriculum inside. When it is very easy for the child, EdXL curriculum, we can take Indian curriculum, Australian, every curriculum we can take, but see to it that the child understands in the better way. So program should be very simple for the child. You have to design it very simple. And as a parent should bear the following in mind. I have already told it many times, still I'm saying this. Foster feelings of self-esteem in your child. Do not compare the performance. It's a very big thing. Please, normal parents also, please don't compare the performance of the child with other siblings. It's not only for the parents, it's also for the teachers. Don't compare a student with other students. All have their own qualities, all are very efficient in their way. And we have to be very giving them strength. We should not compete with in everything. And we have to identify and reinforce. And we have to convey hope, provide a major force in helping children overcome the diversity and become resilient into this world. And we have to provide the opportunities for the child to make choices, decisions, and promote it. Yeah, they have the right to live in this world. So they need to be provided these choices and decisions. We can't force them. We can never force any human being. So we have to give them the decision and we have to provide the chance. We have to make them understand what is what. And we have to be help the children deal effectively with their mistakes and failures. We should attend training programs along with the community. There are many training programs going under now. I can forward that program then and there to Salim sir. So he can forward whoever needs, even as a teacher, you can, even as a head, even as a coordinator, whoever it is in this Zoom meeting today, you can surely get used to it because I'm in a community, special education community. It's a worldwide WhatsApp group we have. We come across so many, all these sessions and talks and certificate courses, diploma courses. And the Certification of Disabilities by WHO in 1996, they classify that impairment is physical or mental and disabilities like physical or psychocognitive. And disability is an impairment which limits the ability to perform certain tasks. Handicap is something that during interaction with the environment is termed as a handicap. And there are the key terms IEP, IDEA. I already said IDEA. IDEA is an individual with disability education act. Individual education program is what we speak in inclusion schools, IEP. So it's been prepared by every special educator or the counselor or the occupational therapist or the speech therapist to understand the child in a better way. We have this 8 to 10 sheets of sessions, or we can say that it's something that we have written in us. We have this sheet. We have to fill in the sheets with every child, how they are, how their behavior is. It's something that we are observing them and we are feeling it inside. And we need to give also annual review, functional behavior analysis, BIPs, behavior intervention plan. There are so many key terms I have taken here: FBA, ABA, ADD, attention deficit disorder, AUT is autism, ASD is autism spectrum. So please don't confuse with autism and autism spectrum disorder. And ID is intellectual disability, HI hearing impairment, BI visual impairment, ED is emotional, other health impairment, SLD specific learning that comes under all this: dyslexia, dyscalculia, dysgraphia, all will come under this SLD. So for SLD, we have something, we can say that so many screening methodology we have. One of the famous is Nimhan's battery.
Time limit is there.
Yeah, just few moments, only 2 more slides, sir. I'm really sorry for taking so much time. So I would like to say that autism is not a missing piece. We're all made up of 100 pieces. All of us have a few autistic pieces. It takes 80 pieces to fall on the spectrum. So a person with autism has more pieces. Please understand that, not a less one. And I would like to also share that some see the disabilities, but special education, as a teacher, we see that the possibility in the child. And I would like to share a poem from a mom. She is a special education, special need child mother. Although my needs may be special, I may not walk and run so fast. Although my needs may be special, I feel and heard the same. Although my needs may be special, I may talk a little funny. Although my needs may be special, I love and walk just like you. Although my needs may be special, I may look like a little different. Although my needs may be special, I'm just a curious and scared. Although my needs may be special, I may learn and read a little slower. Although my needs may be special, I am special. I am child of God like you. So Marla Murasco is the mom of a special need child. So she wrote a poem for her son. So that's it. I would like to take a thanks here. Thank you so much, sir, for giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts here. I would like to first and foremost thank Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Because of which I will not be here. So I'm very, very thankful to Allah by being here. And I would like to be thankful for my husband. So without him, I would have not been here. Without his support, I would have not been in this space. And to my family, to my parents and my two children, to my children also, because they have really given so much of sacrifice because of me, my children particularly. So thank you so much. Thank you, Salim sir. Thank you, Fazal sir. So Omiyat is a big connection for me. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Kamal Nasser sir, for giving this opportunity. And Nigar ma'am, really thank you so much. I know you're not here, but still thanks a lot for this opportunity. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. So any doubts about this, you can freely connect Salim sir, and he will surely connect me, and I can provide some details from my end. Please feel free to talk. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, Jazakallah. So many details you have given about special children. So many have learned it much. And your speech itself shows the concern and the attachment you are having for special children. And in every classroom, some special children will be there. Or nowadays we can tell every child is a special child, because he will be lagging somewhere emotionally, somewhere logically, like that. So all your points will be useful for the class teachers, and sure where they will be benefited from your talk. We are thankful to you having taken time and prepared this PPT and presented to us. And it is all the efforts of the office bearers of OMIAT. OMIAT peoples are responsible.
I'm so thankful to Omiyat really for giving me an opportunity. Thanks a lot. Really, thank you is not a word I can able to say every time. Still, thanks a lot. Alhamdulillah.
Right.